Bro, I'm fucking heated. Hold on. Let me... I guess anyone won't be here for a second, but let me turn that on. It's probably way too loud. It's way too loud for me. Hold on. Why is that so loud? I have my volume at like 16. Oh, that's definitely too loud. Oh no. It would probably be weird for people to join and then hear the music I put in my videos. I don't know. Anyways, I'm like really mad. I'll get to that whenever, maybe a bit later, whenever people are here. We'll see. What move do I want to talk about first? I would rather not talk about any of them, to be honest. I'm just pissed. What would be the best one to start out with? I guess the Jacoby Myers one is interesting. Well, isn't Jacoby Myers the one who dropped, or not dropped, but the game against the Raiders, the Patriots versus Raiders, is he the one who went out of bounds and they called it inbounds and they gave the win to the Patriots or something like that? Or no, I think then the Patriots fumbled it and Chandler Jones returned it for a touchdown or something stupid. I don't know. It was a weird game. Terrible officiating, but I think that's what happened. So it's definitely interesting that they're getting him. 3 years, $33 million. I definitely don't mind that for the Raiders. That's a pretty good deal for him, honestly. $11 million a year, that's not bad. So I do like that for the Patriots, or for the Raiders. Not for the Patriots. The Patriots are going to need receivers desperately. Be sure to say what's up if you're in here, though. For sure. I should put something on my Instagram story. Let me do that. Also, I hope the title and everything is right. Hold on. I haven't even checked if it is. Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. Let me see. What's up, Nick? How's it going? Just posting something on my fucking Instagram. Give me a second. And then I will react to more shit. What's up, Arrive? How's it going? BR, you fucking spaced my name out, you freak. What's good? How's it going? I'll get to the stream in a second, just doing something live on YouTube right now. Link in bio. Can you put links in your Instagram story? I've seen people do it, but I think, like, only certain people can do it because Instagram's racist or something. I don't know. 2 NFL signings. Hold on, can you put links? That's the question of the day. I don't believe you can, but I'm going to try my best, okay? Oh, you can. Hold on. Is it going to let me paste it? Okay. Cool. So I don't need to say... Anytime I make a video, apparently I don't need to be saying link in bio because I can literally just fucking put it right there. I'm stupid. Hello, Moss88. How's it going? Yeah, NFL free agency always pisses me off because I'm a Seattle fan and they do shit like this. I hate it. A lot of... Okay. I'm actually curious. Am I the only one who hates this so much? Oh, I see Seattle sports are goated. What's up? How do you feel about the Draymond Jones signing? I'm a Seattle fan. I hate it. I really don't like it, especially because look right here. Brown signing former Vikings defensive tackle Dalvin Tomlinson to 4-year, $57 million contract. Dalvin Tomlinson is better than Draymond Jones. Zach Allen is arguably better than Draymond Jones. They got it. The Broncos got him for cheaper. I saw this deal. I was like, oh, that's kind of a lot for him. And then the Seahawks sign a worse player for more money. They're actually similar players. They're pretty comparable, but like, God, I just don't like it. And the fucked up thing, you want to know the fucked up thing? I predicted this move almost down to the exact dollar amount. I know Seattle way too well. They've hurt me too much. I know them way too well. Draymond Jones got signed for 3 years. The original money I saw was 3 years, 48 mil. I don't want to open that probably. I predicted that they would sign him for 3 years, 45. I guess it's 3 years, 51, so that's even more than I was expecting. I wasn't being pessimistic enough. I'm not a very big Draymond Jones fan. I would have rather kept Shelby Harris for cheaper, who they already had on the roster and got from the goddamn Russell Wilson trade, than going out and paying a worse player in Draymond Jones for more. Guess you haven't seen the highlight reel? I've seen it, but guess what? You can find good highlights for fucking, I don't know, Zach Wilson. You can find good highlights for fucking Taylor Heineke. Like, you can find good highlights for anyone. Draymond Jones isn't a very good run defender, and the Seahawks had a terrible run defense. I don't like this move. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I'm sorry. I would have rather had Dalvin Tomlinson, a better player for cheaper. I would have had Zach Allen, a better comparable player for cheaper. I feel like I'm the only one that really does not like this move. And I don't know. I don't know how I feel. Hell, I would have way rather had Javon Hargrave for comparable money. Javon Hargrave is a way better player. Javon Hargrave right now is what Draymond Jones could work out to be. He's what Draymond Jones could work out to be, like if he hits his absolute upside. Javon Hargrave is already that. I just hate it. I hate it so much. I get he has good highlights. Highlights are highlights. You can't scout players off of highlights. Like, every player has good highlights, is what I'm saying. I don't know. Heineke is good. We have a different level of good, apparently. There's a lot of rumors that the Titans could make a huge trade in the next 48 hours. Just a rumor. I don't see why they would make a big trade, considering they just cut their entire team. But maybe. But what's up, Dylan? How's it going? Heineke is awful. I wouldn't say Heineke's like awful, but he's definitely like replacement level in terms of quarterbacks. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just pissed. I'm pissed my Titans haven't done anything except sign Andre Dillard, who isn't even that good. Andre Dillard, maybe I'm biased because, like, I'm a Washington State fan, but I really liked Andre Dillard coming out of college, and he hasn't really gotten much of an opportunity in the league, so I wouldn't be so quick to say that's too terrible, as long as the money isn't too bad, and as long as he stays healthy. We'll see. We don't have anyone anymore besides Byard, Simmons, and Henry. I know, for real. Yeah, I don't know if unless they're planning on trading someone away, is what you mean. Because I could see another one of those. No, they wouldn't, because they're the Titans. True. We got Dillard cheap, and he can play guard and tackle. Low risk, could be high reward. Yeah, exactly. I don't mind that signing. I actually kind of love it for them. They need something, and he could be something. So what have I not seen yet? Yesterday, if you did not come out to the stream, I had another reaction stream yesterday. I think I got to here. I don't think I ever saw the Javon Hargrave deal. I don't even know if I saw the Mike McGlinchey deal. Okay, so Javon Hargrave, I am officially terrified of the 49ers defensive line, even more than I already was. Javon Hargrave was kind of the missing piece there. Just kind of an upgrade over, I guess, Javon Kinlaw there. I guess that's kind of the role he'll be in, but yeah, Javon Hargrave, that's terrifying. And it's 4 years, 84, which isn't terrible. As a Seattle fan, I would have paid him that over fucking Draymond Jones, 3 years, 51. That's such a bad deal. I hate it so much. But yeah, Javon Hargrave, really good year for the Eagles. I don't know if I expect him to be quite as monstrous, although I guess he is on maybe even a better defensive line now, so maybe he'll be better. I was going to say he might be worse taken out of that Eagles defense, but he might be going into a better one. So, yikes. That's disgusting. Haven't missed much. Yeah, I haven't missed much necessarily, but I haven't literally talked about any of this. So I wanna get on that. What is the next move? Jarrett Stidham to the Broncos, 2 years, $10 million. That's a really interesting one, to me at least. That's a weird one. I don't know why the Broncos were interested. I guess they just want a good backup option in case Russell either A, really sucks, or B, gets hurt. I don't know. Because Jarrett Stidham, I loved him coming out of Auburn, and he was actually pretty good for the Raiders. Not pretty good, but he was serviceable for the Raiders last year when he played. Stidham season, maybe. I mean, I don't know. He was okay last year. Mike McGlinchey to the Broncos, 5 years, $87 million. That is a lot of money for like a pure run-blocking lineman. And I'm realizing I am stupid, and I was saying I didn't like the Ben Powers signing yesterday. I was thinking of Ben Cleveland, another Ravens guard with the name Ben. Ben Powers, more of a pass blocker. I was thinking it was Ben Cleveland, who was more of a run blocker, not quite as good. I actually do like the Ben Powers signing, and I am okay with the Mike McGlinchey signing because, hey, getting good linemen is always pretty good. It never really doesn't work out, you know what I mean, unless it's like someone who just never stays healthy. Now the Jimmy G signing, the Jimmy Garoppolo signing to the Raiders. I'm not a big Jimmy G fan. I feel like if the 49ers are struggling to make him look even decent, I'm worried to see what he looks like outside of the 49ers. He's basically gonna be Derek Carr with a bit more of a noodle arm. He's gonna be Derek Carr. He's gonna have the same questionable decision making, but he's not even going to have quite as good of an arm. Is Derek Carr even a little more mobile? I guess they're comparable, but still, it's just kind of a downgrade there. I guess he's just your bridge guy until you do get someone actually good. Someone I know really hated this signing, and then they were like, oh, I'm sure we're just going to draft Will Levis at pick number 7 or whatever pick the Raiders have. I think that would actually be good to draft someone like Will Levis to actually get your future guy in there, but I don't fucking know. Yeah, I feel bad for Devontae too, though, because Derek Carr wasn't even that good, and Derek Carr was his guy. So I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of Jimmy G. I've never really been too big of a fan. Lions are getting Cameron Sutton. I really do like this one. I honestly thought Mike Hughes would be their guy. I thought he would be really good. He very much was not. So Cam Sutton is going to be their new slot guy. He is a good player. 3 years, 33, I would say, is about fair. That's definitely not a bad signing. I am a fan of that one. Juwan Taylor, 4 years, $80 million. That's a bit steep for a team that's going to have some more big contracts coming up. I guess they won't really have too many big contracts coming up. They're kind of already paying all their really good players, but if they want to add more, it's going to be tough for them. I don't know. Juwan Taylor's good. Much better pass blocker than, well, not much better, but definitely better pass blocker than Orlando Brown. Orlando Brown is pretty overrated. He's very slow and stiff and just isn't that good of a pass blocker. Gets absolutely dominated by speed. Pause. Let me read chat a little bit. Jimmy G is a system QB that got beat out by another system QB. Mr. Irrelevant. I know. Yeah, you could, I think either me or you could play QB for the 49ers and do all right, as long as you can hand the ball off. You know what I mean? Maybe that's a little disrespectful, but it's literally schemed up so plainly for the quarterbacks there. As long as they're decently accurate, they can do pretty well. Everyone is wide open there. Aaron attention seeking. Derek Carr mid, Stidham not very good, and Jimmy G. There are just lots of interesting quarterback moves this year, apparently. Speaking of interesting quarterback moves, the Dolphins got Mike White for a 2-year, I think it was $12 million total deal, which I like it. Mike White definitely isn't the best backup to have, but he isn't awful, I guess. Jets fans might think he is, but I don't think he's the worst. And you do expect, unfortunately, Tua to get hurt again, So it's kind of like if/when he does, Mike White could step in and be decent. So I don't know. It was an interesting move, but I definitely understand it. I would have maybe gone for someone a little better, but yeah. Darnold to Niners, we'll get to that one soon. That was an interesting one too. Your Seahawks just released Quentin Jefferson. I'm fine with that. Him and Draymond Jones are basically the same person. Bad in run defense, and occasionally they get through in pass rush. That's kind of how they are. It's the same player. That was kind of obvious to me. I figured they were going to do that, so I don't know. I'm fine with that. Quentin Jefferson isn't quite the same anymore. It is what it is. Tremaine Edmonds, 4 years, 72. That's a lot of money. What is 4 years, 72? And what is that per year? Let me pull out my fucking calculator on my phone. Hold up. 72 divided by 4. I almost did 5. 72 divided by 5. That's only 14.4. Am I crazy? I thought that was going to be like 18. Never mind. That's a really good deal for the Bears. If that's right. 70 that's 14.4, right? Oh no, okay. I think I did do the math wrong. Okay, yeah, it's 18 per year. I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of Tremaine Edmonds. This last year was his only decent year. And even, well, he was good this year. I'm going to be nicer than that. He was good this year. He's been meh every other year. But close to 20 mil per year, especially considering he is a linebacker. Linebacker isn't exactly the most valuable position. I wouldn't have necessarily done that being the Bears, but I also understand the Bears need players right now. So yeah, I get it. I understand. But also I wouldn't have done it. But I understand it. What I would have done, the Dolphins got a player like David Long for like $6 million a year. I would have gone for him instead of Tremaine Edmonds. I would have offered David Long like $8 million a year. I like that a lot more than paying Tremaine Edmonds $18 per year for a longer deal. So I don't know. Edmonds is decent in coverage. That's about it. He's a good tackler. He's just never been like great in coverage at all. He's been pretty piss poor. And just this last year, he finally became, solid in coverage, I guess. Let me read chat a little bit. Edmonds is decent. Oh, I already fucking read that. TJ Edwards be like, they gave my dude $72 million the very next signing. Yeah, TJ Edwards is almost a more extreme Tremaine Edmonds because he's better at tackling, but worse in coverage. He's kind of like even more spread out, like your mother is for me. Like, I don't know. I like that deal a lot more, though, because they got him for like $6.5 million a year compared to Tremaine Edmonds at like 18. Even though I think, God, this is going to be controversial. I think TJ Edwards is as good or better than Tremaine Edmonds. I think he's at least as good. I don't know if I would say better, but I would say as good. I'm pissed we didn't re-sign David Long. I know, I don't understand that one. David Long was pretty good. They're just wanting to blow up the team. David Long has a rough history with injuries. That is true. But also, fuck it. Like, I don't know. I would pay him. I don't care. It wasn't that much money anyways, so I would do it. Yeah, but he's still really good. He's been one of our best linebackers since Wesley Woodyard. That's a throwback. When was the last time he was there? Like 2016? That's a fucking throwback and a half. IMO, he's not 12 mil per year worse. That's for sure. Definitely fucking not. No. They're pretty comparable. Long is decent, but he's replaceable. He's a lot like Rashaan Evans was. Yeah, but those two are like entirely different players. Long is good in coverage. Rashaan Evans is a pure like big hitter. I don't know, like 2018, yeah, somewhere around there. You're probably right. I miss Wesley. He was actually pretty good. They also had, was that the time they had the linebacker who went to like the Commanders, or I guess at the time the name you can't say. David Long was good in coverage and tackler. Yeah, exactly. David Long was a decent tackle. Brian Arakpo, well, he was more of an edge. I was thinking like, but that is true. And Will Compton, I'm thinking of Zach Brown, right? That's his name. I don't know if that was the same time, but he was okay. I meant Jayon Brown. Oh, I see. Yeah, he's a comparable player. Those two are definitely comparable. I feel like we should get back to the signings. We have a lot to go. Jesse Bates to the fucking Falcons for 4 years, $62 million or $64 million. Is he the best overall player that was signed yesterday? Well, I guess there's a re-signing of Chris Lindstrom, but he didn't sign to a new team. I think he might be the best player that has been signed so far. He's a really good safety. Obviously hasn't been quite as good for the last couple years, but I'm kind of scared of the Falcons now. They already have a pretty loaded offense outside of QB. That defense was a big problem, but adding another safety definitely does not hurt. They have not Jalen Watkins. They do have Jalen Watkins, but their starter last year, I can't think of his name for some reason. I can picture him. But that safety group is nice, really nice. They do need edge. They need, I guess, interior defensive line. But, I mean, other than that, that team is pretty fucking good. I'm not going to lie. I was saying I've turned from a Falcons hater into a Falcons truther in one of my rebuilds. This kind of cements that a little more. I thought the Falcons would be awful this last year, but they kind of proved me wrong. So, I don't know. They could end up being really nice next year. Wait, the Steelers got Patrick Peterson for only 2 years, 14? I thought it was 14 per year. That might be one of the best signings, assuming he doesn't regress too hard. Last year was kind of a fluke, not a fluke season, but kind of just a random rebound because he had been regressing, and last year he was really good. So, I don't know. I really like that for the Steelers. They don't really have too much luck with, like, veteran corners. Like, I guess Akello Witherspoon was pretty good for them for 1 year, but this last year was pretty bad. Like, William Jackson, he was pretty off. Well, I guess he never even played there, so never mind. I don't know. Patrick Peterson, that is a great signing. Honestly, no matter what happens, to even take a chance there, I like it. He could be hurt for the whole year, and I will like this signing because I like that you took a chance to, like, make that corner room better. I like it. And then Jamel Dean. This might actually win the offseason. How much money was this? Chat, does anyone know how much money? Like the details for the Jamel Dean contract. I want to look it up. Because they got him for way cheaper than I thought he would be. He's like a really good corner. Jamel Dean contract. Let me find that out. It was 4 years, 52. What does that come out to? 52 divided by 4. 13 mil per year. I thought he was going to get like close to 20 mil per year. That's a hell of a budget signing. Jamel Dean is like one of the top corners, like a legit number one corner. And the Bucks got him for like a contract that you would see in probably 2015 or something. Like they're going back in time here, apparently. I guess not too much because they don't have Tom Brady's old ass anymore. But, you know, going back in time a little bit with their contract details here. David Long, I already talked about this one. I guess it's, what, 5.5 mil per year? That's a great signing. I love that one. Injury concerns. Fuck injury concerns. If it's a cheap contract, low risk, I love it. Sam Darnold, I don't understand it. I mean, are you thinking about him being your starter? I don't know how much money it was. I don't understand it. You already had... Well, I guess none of their quarterbacks are healthy. Wait, Sam Darnold might start for them day one. Either him or Trey Lance if he's back in time. I don't think Purdy's going to be back in time. Is Sam Darnold going to be their starter? Okay, I mean, he'll probably be good there, honestly. It's just kind of cursed. You know what I mean? It'll probably be good, but it's a little bit cursed. It's definitely cursed. Zach Allen to the Broncos, 3 years, 45. Draymond Jones replacement for them. Better player immediately. I loved Zach Allen coming out in like a 4-3. The Cardinals are a 3-4. They're like, yeah, we can turn him into this. It took him a while, but he is finally good. And then the Broncos kind of overpay him a little bit, but honestly, I don't even mind it. I would give it like a B, B+, because of what Seattle did with Draymond Jones. I want to die. I really like this move. My least favorite player in the league, personally, but he is a good player. I will respect him in that level. He's just a dirty player and kind of a bitch. Plays like a bitch and complains a lot. But Jimmy Ward to the Texans, I like that a lot. It is the Houston 49ers over there, apparently, with DeMeco Ryans, Jimmy Ward. They signed a few more 49ers this year. Definitely a lot of players over there, but I definitely like that one. I don't know the details on that one, but I think it's good. What's up, Latina Lover 69? How's it going? Elite name. Jameis Winston back to the Saints, 1 year, $8 million. Why did he not look for like a starting job? There are a few teams out there where they would like to have a Jameis Winston. I guess I would have said like the Jets, but they're probably going to be going for Aaron Rodgers, so I don't know, maybe like the Panthers or something, maybe the Falcons. Like, he could have legitimately competed for like a starting job somewhere, and he's just like, yeah, I'll be a backup in fucking New Orleans. Like, I don't know. I don't know, man. I wouldn't have done that, but I respect him for being loyal, I guess. I don't know. The Vikings got Marcus Davenport for 1 year, $13. That's a hell of a steal. Again, big injury concerns, but if he stays healthy, that could be an amazing deal. I don't even want to talk about this one. I'm not gonna rant about it. All I'm gonna say is I literally called it down to the exact details. I guess they ended up paying him $6 million more than I even expected in my pessimistic predictions for the Seahawks. But yeah, I know them too well, and I hate that I know them too well. And then here's a better player than Draymond Jones for less money. Browns got Dalvin Tomlinson, 4 years, $57 million. That's a great signing. Their defensive line was horrific, so it's good to add him. Is Taven Bryan a free agent? It doesn't really matter because he sucks anyways, but still, I'm going to do that. How about that? A little more music, I guess. I'm big on loyalty. Yeah, you say after you fucking yelled at your teammate in the locker room for something that wasn't really too egregious. I mean, I don't know. Whatever. Let me read chat a little bit. I think Trey Lance ends up getting traded before long. He could. But also, I don't know why so many people are out on him. He hasn't really looked terrible. He's just been injured. Like, I don't know. Plus, he has the potential to be, like, elite in that offensive system. I don't know why so many people are out on him. He's had, like, a bad game or two, and he's been injured. You expect that for someone coming from, like, basically division... No, not basically. You expect that from someone from Division II football. Not necessarily the injuries, but not great play immediately. It's kind of like the whole Malik Willis thing, where it's like people are saying the Titans should already be out on him. Like, did you not expect him to come in and not look great? He's a raw player. You didn't expect him to be good day one. If you wanted a good player day one, go draft Kenny Pickett. If you want someone you can turn into a good player, you go for fucking Malik Willis, like I was saying. Trey Lance, like someone who's not going to be good immediately and could be good down the road. If they aren't good immediately, you shouldn't be surprised because that's not what they're fucking supposed to be. People are so stupid. I hate it so much. I'm sorry. I've just seen people in my comments coming through and saying, oh, Malik Willis is so terrible. Like, no shit. He's not supposed to be good day one. Whatever, I'm sorry. Winston had a good season before he got hurt in his first starting job in New Orleans, had a playoff spot and a winning record, but his ACL tore. Yeah, I mean, maybe I just don't care as much about injuries as some people do, because I'm like, hey, good player, and then I just don't even think about the injuries, but like, I don't know. Injuries a lot of the time are just kind of fluky too, unless like they do have a lot piled up. If they're coming off a injury for the last year, a lot of the time I really won't care unless it's one that they've had like 40 times. Then I will maybe care. But then I'm still like taking a chance on them for cheap because I'm weird, I guess. I don't know. The Falcons signing Taylor Heineke for a 2-year contract. Hold on, what's the money again on this one? What's the money again? The money highly depicts how I feel about this contract. Let me see. It is worth up to $20 million. Oh, that's not bad. Up to 20 mil for a backup quarterback, that's definitely not bad. I actually like that. I don't think he starts, but I guess he technically could, because he's about the same level as like a Desmond Ridder right now. Like they're on the same-ish level. I would be starting Desmond Ridder because he is younger, but maybe that's just me. I don't know. Panthers are drafting CJ Stroud. Honestly, I hope not, but if that's their guy, that's their guy. I mean, I like Bryce Young a lot more. He has, like, a lot more upside. But, you know, if that's what they want, a QB is a QB, you know what I'm saying, as long as they're decent. Wait, what was the Shaq Mason, Do you mean trade? Shaq got traded for a 6th. Did he actually? I figured it was going to be around there, but why did the Bucks get rid of him? I mean, I feel like I would be a weird GM because I would keep a player like Shaq Mason, especially because if you're bringing in a young QB, it would be better to have a better offensive line around him to help develop the quarterback more. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I would be a bad GM, but I would have kept Shaq Mason for sure. He would be a great mentor for Kenyon Green to turn him into a monster. I see, yeah. I said I see because I read the Bucks couldn't afford him, not your message, Ben. That didn't make any sense where I said I see. But, yeah, he would be a great mentor for Kenyon Green. He was a cap casualty, I see. I didn't think the Bucks were still, like, absolutely screwed for cap space, but apparently they are. Cardinals re-signing Kelvin Beachum, that's solid. It's only 2 years, $5 million? That's really cheap. Kelvin Beachum isn't terrible at all. I actually really like that for the Cardinals. Dallas Cowboys re-signing Donovan Wilson to 3-year contract worth up to $24 million. That's an interesting one. I mean, you kind of had safeties there. I thought they already had 2 solid safeties. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's definitely not a bad deal. Donovan Wilson was really good last year. And then Raheem Mostert to a 2-year, $5.6 million contract. That's kind of weird. Did Raheem Mostert even play last year, like a whole lot for them? I thought he was kind of a backup there, unless I'm just stupid. Raheem Mostert, I don't know. I guess I'll just check his stats to see how much he played. He had okay, never mind. He was actually a fucking monster. 892 yards, 4.9 yards per carry. Never mind, that's a good deal. That's a steal. I've been a big Raheem Mostert fan. I just didn't think he was very good there last year. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, but yeah, that was a really good move. Jets interested in Alan Lazard. I'm definitely not interested in Alan Lazard. I'm glad they are, dude. I'm glad it's not Seattle because I could see them wanting him, I guess. I guess that's never really been their receiver body type, but still. I don't like Alan Lazard very much. He's like a big-bodied, like, possession receiver that isn't even that good at possession, and he doesn't even have that good of hands, and he doesn't create much separation. I don't really know what he does for you. I'm just not a fan. I know people do like him because they're like, ooh, big receiver, must be good at mossing people. Then they think like Mike Evans or something. Alan Lazard is not Mike Evans. He's not very good. Mason was a cap casualty, I see. Yeah, that's understandable. We're almost dead last in cap room in the league. They should look more into restructuring if they can, because apparently a lot of teams are doing that this year, even more than usual, because the cap space isn't real, and yeah, it doesn't exist, apparently. But I really like that trade for the Texans. I don't know what they're going to do with A.J. Cann now, but I guess it doesn't really matter, because they're upgrading there. Lazard is like Claypool. Well, Claypool is fast. That's the difference. Claypool has speed. Lazard doesn't. Lazard doesn't really have speed. Plus, Claypool actually has decent hands. I don't know. Rodgers to the Packers is pretty much confirmed. Jets are going after Lazard and Cobb. I didn't hear about Cobb, but that's interesting. How many receivers are they going to have? Good lord. But I respect that for the Jets. The Jets are going to be good. Take it from a Dolphins fan, Mostert was crazy. Okay, yeah. I don't know why the fuck I thought he was a backup to, like, Jeff Wilson. I guess Jeff Wilson did get a lot of playing time. But, like, Raheem Mostert was a starter. Lazard is the definition of mid. I'm glad there's nobody here that disagrees with me on that, because I thought there were going to be some crazy Allen Lazard truthers out here. I'm very much not an Allen Lazard truther. I'm not a very big fan. Are there any moves I missed? I don't believe so. Are there any down here I haven't reacted to? I think I saw the Jonnu Smith. Yeah, I saw the Jonnu Smith one. I remember that. Also, for anyone here that was in yesterday's stream, I'm realizing I was wrong about Ben Powers. I was thinking of Ben Cleveland, a different Ravens guard with the name Ben, so I'm stupid. Ben Powers is definitely a good signing for 52 mil. Kind of the opposite of Ben Cleveland. Ben Powers is more of a pass blocker, so I like this move a lot more. It's weird that they got Ben Powers, who's a good pass blocker, at guard, and then Mike McGlinchey, who's a good run blocker at tackle. It's a little weird. I don't fully know what they're doing there. They're just kind of getting a good mix of players, but still, it is what it is. I don't know. I do expect Ben Powers to be really good there, though, so we'll see. I meet right at Allen Lazard for real, bro. It's a slow day. I don't expect groundbreaking news. Yeah, I don't really either. I just wanted to get caught up on the stuff I have missed. So, yeah, I guess we are kind of caught up. But I am going to have a video out tonight, another rebuild. I guess I spoiled what it was yesterday, so, oh, well, speak of the devil, the Texans released A.J. Cann. Okay, well, there's the solution to that one, apparently. And the Seahawks released Quentin Jefferson. That's an obvious one, like I was saying. Draymond Jones, slightly better than Quentin Jefferson. I definitely wouldn't have paid why am I wanting to say Quinnen Williams? I wouldn't have paid Draymond Jones nearly as much as Seattle did. Yeah, it's a weird move. I don't like it. But yeah, I'm going to have a new rebuild out tonight. Dolphins or Raiders rebuild. It is the Dolphins. I was going to do I was going to do two rebuilds in one, two rebuilds at the same time. But as I was working on it, I was like, this might be a little confusing. And I saw the Jalen Ramsey trade, so I was like, all right, fuck it, we switching. So I think people are really going to enjoy that one. It'll be out around 7:30 PST, so I think y'all will enjoy it. I've been making a lot of rebuilds lately, that is for sure. Possibly too many. But yeah, I'm liking doing them, so I'm glad y'all are enjoying them. I don't know if I talked too much about the Jakobi Meyers signing. I think I did at the beginning when there wasn't really anybody here. I definitely really like the Jakobi Meyers signing for the Raiders. I don't like it for the Patriots because they're kind of thin at receiver now, unless they re-sign, who's a free agent? Is it Kendrick Bourne? No, it's like Nelson Aguilar or something. I don't know. Nelson Aguilar is mid anyways. I like that move for the Raiders a lot, so good job, Raiders. I'm a fan of that one. Texans got a pretty good O-line now. They just need to develop. That's what I'm saying. The Texans are fucking nice looking, honestly. They need a QB, clearly, but if they can get Bryce Young, I would be legit scared of the Texans. Like, hold on. Let me pull up the Texans depth chart. Give me a second. Texans depth chart. Oh yeah, y'all have probably never heard my sexy-ass sounding keyboard, because I don't really whip it out in rebuilds. Why can't I not get this back over? Okay, there we go. So what are they working with? They obviously have Nico Collins, Brandon Cooks, and Robert Woods at receiver, which is not a bad trio. Not to mention they have John Mechie back there too, Amari Rodgers, who I guess could develop. Like, that's not a bad group at all, assuming they don't get rid of Brandon Cooks. If they do, that's not a great group, but if they keep him, that could be good. Their offensive line, they need a center, but honestly, you can find a center, so I like that group. Tight end, you might need a tight end for sure, but Jordan Akins was decent last year as long as you re-sign him. You still need a QB. A running back, you're probably good. Dameon Pierce is a very good player. D-line, you did unfortunately lose Ogbanya Okoronkwo, which I was a big fan of that signing for the Browns. That's one of the best I've seen so far. You definitely need a defensive lineman at some position there. It's not a great group there. Linebacker, kind of same deal. Okay, I'm realizing this defense is still kind of dog shit, honestly. This defense is still pretty terrible. I do like their safety duo of Jalen Petrie and Jimmy Ward. The corner room is definitely good, but your front seven is still kind of ass. So I would say you need a couple players in the front seven. You need a QB, maybe a tight end, and a center, and your team is looking good, honestly. That's a pretty good team. So I don't know. The Texans might not look like the Texans anymore pretty soon. I think the Bucs restructured the contract of Vita, Godwin, and Ryan Jensen earlier in the week, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think you're right. I remember seeing that. Okay. Well, damn, they were definitely in cap hell then. Jesus. Dolphins are... Oh, I already read that. I'm stupid. You know what I'm going to ask you? When do you think Mason Rudolph rebuild? Well, you see, the problem with the Mason Rudolph rebuild is that Mason Rudolph isn't exactly a big name. Now, if he was to, like, fucking, I don't know, get traded or something and be actually decent news for once, then, sure, I would do one. But I don't really see people being like, oh, you know what I want to find on YouTube? I want to find a Mason Rudolph Madden rebuild. You know what I mean? I mean, I respect your commitment to Mason Rudolph, but also... We'll see, man. If the rebuild, if there's absolutely zero news, then I'll do one. But Mason Rudolph isn't exactly the biggest name currently. Now, if he gets bonked in the head again by Myles Garrett, for sure, I got you. But he isn't super relevant right now. You know what I mean? You can rebuild the Titans if you're running out of ideas. We look like an XFL team now. I definitely might. That would be a good one. Packers rebuild with Love. Definitely want to do that one too, especially once Aaron Rodgers gets traded. The first team I'll do there is the Jets with Rodgers, and then I'll do the Packers with Love. I also found a quicker way to edit videos. That was the big problem with me not getting rebuilds out so much, is because they were a pain in the ass to cut out all the silences and shit, but I found something that will help me out a ton. So yeah. They'll definitely come out quicker now. I was only making like 2 a week. I think I could maybe squeeze out 3 soon. We'll see. Jacoby is a solid receiver too for the Raiders. If Jimmy G can play decent, they could be really good. I'm still really worried about that offensive line, but yeah, I guess you're right. You're technically right. Yeah, the Texans' defense is horrible. They had decent offense with Pearson Cooks for sure. I wonder what they're gonna do with Cooks. I don't know, but I hope they keep him. Because if they keep him, that's going to be a slow-ass receiving room. John Mechie, Robert Woods, and Nico Collins, that doesn't scream speed to me. He's a big name to me. I understand. I'm going to throw a fit. I'm terribly sorry. You know what? I'll have him as a backup for a rebuild, and we'll call it the Mason Rudolph rebuild. Well, I won't call it the Mason Rudolph. We can have Mason Rudolph in the rebuild for you. Ooh, you know what? If we're, like, in between quarterbacks, if we, like, trade our quarterback mid-season, I'll get Mason Rudolph and start him for the rest of the year, just for you. That's a good compromise for now, until I inevitably run out of ideas in, like, July or something. We'll see. Maybe. I mean, they do need a deep threat. That wouldn't be bad. That wouldn't be a bad move. Or Ravens for Patrick Queen. What? Ravens for Patrick Queen? I'm confused, but sure, I'll go with it. Is Mechie supposed to be back next season? Hopefully. We'll see. The kind of cancer he had, I heard it wasn't too hard to beat, so hopefully he's back by next year, at least some point during the year, but we'll see. Shitty situation, but at least it apparently isn't too bad of one, so it's like the best possible outcome, I guess. As long as he comes back healthy soon. We'll see. But yeah, like I was saying, rebuild out tonight. I've already spoiled it a few times. And guess what? You guys get special privileges for being here in the stream. Rebuild out tonight, probably 7:30 PST. It's the Dolphins with Jalen Ramsey. I almost said Dolphins with the Rams. I'm fucking tired. I woke up like 2 hours ago. I can't even make excuses. I'm just fucking stupid. But yeah, rebuild out tonight, and then I will be live again tomorrow, recapping some of the moves that happen today and then currently happen during the stream. So no other news here. I think we might call it a stream. And hey, you know, we'll do something cringe. Tonight's video, if you were here, comment like stream gang or something. I don't know. That's fucking cringe, like I was saying. But hey, that's part of the fun of making YouTube videos. You can be cringe, and nobody can really bully you face to face. So that's part of the beauty of it. So yeah, just mention that you were here in the stream, and you'll be a GOAT on tonight's rebuild. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I think, like I said, I am going to wrap the stream up. I will be live again tomorrow around 8:45-ish in the morning PST. So be sure to be there or be square. But thank you all for coming. I very much appreciate y'all. I'll read all the messages I haven't read just to myself after the stream. But yeah, thank you all for coming, like I said, and I will see y'all again tonight and tomorrow morning.